So we're gonna be learning for sure. Today we're gonna talk about WebSockets, and specifically we're gonna do a small example of WebSockets on Node.js platform. Before we start, we're just gonna have some words about WebSocket. So WebSocket is a protocol, provides full duplex communication channels over a single TCP connection. That being said, it's actually, in other words, just enables the server to push messages anytime to the connected clients and vice versa. And that's actually the difference of WebSocket from the classic HTTP. So in the HTTP case, the client requests some resource from the server and the server responds, and that's it. And that's actually the winning point of the WebSocket against the HTTP or the classical HTTP. It allows you to open actually a stream between the client and the server, and anytime, like near real time, you can send messages anytime, of course depending on the structure. So let's start with the practical parts. So we're gonna be using two components. For our server part, we're gonna use the WS package. It's a Node.js package which allows us to create and listen to WebSocket messages and create WebSocket server, of course. It's a very good rich library, and we're gonna have a look later. In few lines you can create your own server and start listening to the connections. For the other part, for the browser part or the client part, I'm gonna use the WebSocket API, and that's the native supported by the browser API for connecting to the WebSocket servers and sending and receiving messages. And of course, this WebSocket API for now doesn't need any polyfill and library. It's supported by the most modern and latest versions of the browsers. So I'm gonna be creating a new workspace or new folder for myself. So let's call it WebSockets, and let's go inside it. And of course, since we are using Node.js, of course you may know already that for Node package management we have a tool called npm, so Node Package Manager, and this package manager allows me to initiate a package.json file or a project. So you just need to do npm init, and it will ask you for some information about your project, like what is your package name, and in our case it's just the default folder name, so WebSockets. And if you click enter, it asks you for the version and some description and the entry point. For now I'm gonna just enter and accept all the defaults, and this will create for me that package.json file. And here we have our project empty and ready. So now I'm gonna create my entry point file. I'm gonna create a index.js file, so touch index.js, and this will create for me, for example, the entry point file where we have to put our server logic in it. So I'm gonna use some IDE to open our files, and in my case I'm gonna use IntelliJ. I like it, but of course there is many other options available out there, like Visual Studio Code and Sublime and any others. Here we see our project. So we have two files, the index and the package.json. So let's start by installing the dependencies we need. For the server side, we need the WS. Here, as you see, the installation is very simple. You just need to npm install the dependency. So let's do the npm install and WS. I'm gonna do -- save. This will allow me to save this dependency in my package.json for later usage, or if I'm gonna share the code, I don't need to share the whole modules. I just share my package.json, and from there you can always npm install all the dependencies. So here we go. And we can see now in the dependency section we have WS, so it's already there available. For the usage, I'm gonna use const WebSocket as a variable name, or for the instance, or as a reference, and we're gonna require the WS package, as you see. And for creating a new server, we have a constructor from this package called server constructor. So I'm gonna call my server WS server is equal to new WebSocket. server, and this constructor actually accepts some options. For now, I'm gonna just give the option port, which allows me to specify on which port my WebSocket connections should be available. And just for instance, to know if my stuff goes well, I'm gonna just put some message here telling my console that I am listening to connections under WS localhost 8080. So WS is the port for WebSocket connections. And of course, from the server instance, we have access to event listeners using the on function, and there is a bunch of events, but for now I'm gonna use the connection event. So this event will be fired whenever a new connection is actually established against my server. I'm gonna use the arrow functions to just put some code or some code handler or some callback whenever a new connection is established. So here also I'm gonna for information log whenever a new connection is being established. So I'm gonna say new user connected to WS server, and I'm gonna just leave it like this for now, and let's save it and let's try to run our server. So we're gonna use the node command to run our server, and as you see here, it's listening to the connection under the WS localhost 8080. So in order to try out that if a new user is connected to, we need now the client. So we can start already, we can leave this for now like this and start our client. For that part, we need an HTML file, and that will create a default HTML structure. I'm gonna actually have a div here inside my HTML file. I'm gonna call it my server time, and I'm planning actually to share the server time every second with the clients, and that's actually the full example that I'm planning to use. And now I'm gonna use the script tag to add some JavaScript code. And as I said, so the WebSocket is natively supported, so you don't need to import any polyfills or libraries or extra files. So we just do let socket so equal new WebSocket. Of course, I'm gonna use the protocol WS, and as we already agreed on, it's gonna be on localhost 8080. And now, for now, this code actually should establish a connection. So if we save this file and we just run it, we should see here like a message in my application. So if we just do like this, we can watch it from here. And let's try to run the HTML file in the browser. And you see here a new user connected to the WS server here in the command console. So that means that the connection was successful, but now we need to send message and receive the messages. We need to go back to our server. So in the server side now here, we need to start sending messages. So here, this callback function actually, whenever I get connected, I can also get an instance of the connection here. So I call it WS in this case. So this is the connection where I am connected to now. I can send and receive messages from this connection. So I'm gonna use the WS. And then there is a function called send. So the send function actually sends here, as we see here in the options, it can send string, an array buffer, or blob, or array buffer, and any other like, or a document body in it, whatever. I'm gonna send just a string, so I'm gonna just do JSON dot stringify, and I'm gonna use the new date function, or sorry, the constructor new date. This is this object actually, whenever you create a new instance, it creates an instance of date time with the current time. So that means whenever somebody is connected, I am sending him a message with the current time. Good, so I'm gonna save this and go back to my server. I'm gonna stop it and start it again. And I'm gonna go to my HTML file here and run it again. So let's see what's gonna happen. So here, we can see here that the end user is connected, and we already sent him the current time. So let's see the current time if it's available. We can actually do some cheating and refresh here. We see here like the WebSocket connection, and we see the message. The message has a data attribute, and the attribute has datetime object. Okay, we don't need to get dive deep in this place, so we can actually go to our client and put the message or the data that we receive inside the div that we already have. So here I'm gonna, on the client side, I'm gonna have the first of all, I'm gonna read the message. So in order to read messages, we have a function called onMessage. So onMessage actually is a function where you can assign a handler for your onMessage function call. So here it accepts event, so that's the event coming. I'm gonna use the arrow functions to create the handler, and here I'm gonna use the document query selector to get my div to my hand. I'm gonna use the ID selector. So we need here, and then I'm gonna set the value of the message event dot data to that inner HTML. So event dot data is actually the message data, so the content of the message. I'm gonna save it and I'm gonna run it again. So here we see like I received a message with the current date and time, from the server as a message, and I displayed it in my div. But actually what we want to achieve is a WebSocket connection. So this is like similar to the HTTP examples, like with HTTP. So therefore we need now to send every second actually an update to the client telling him the current time. So we need to go to the server, and instead of sending the message, I'm going to use the native available function called setInterval in the Node.js or in the JavaScript engines. And this function allows me to call a function on a period of time, like every specific amount of time. And in this case, I'm gonna just tell 1000 milliseconds. So that means every second I'm gonna send this message. So let's actually put it here. Yeah. So I'm gonna restart my server to have the new changes updated, and let's just run our client. That's it. So now we get every second a new message from our server, and you don't notice any refresh or any, because it's not a HTTP call even, you don't even notice any network traffic here, you see, because it's a one connection actually. It's called WS connection. So and you don't notice any, like it's not a request response, and that's an open stream. So just have a look again. Just let's go through the stuff what we did. So all what we did here is we just created a server using the server constructor. We defined the port, and now we started listening to the connections. And we say whenever a new connection is established, we need to send this connection actually every second a time and date of my server. And that's actually what we did. And for the HTML part, or for the client part, we just use the native browser WebSocket API to listen to the connection. And we said whenever a new message comes, we need to put it in the div that we have already in our hand. And that was actually for the WebSocket example. And as you see, it's updating forever. So that was actually a beginner tutorial, or just to get the know-how of beginning with WebSockets, and I hope it was useful for you guys. Of course, for advanced concepts and functionality of WebSockets, there should be more tutorials to be coming, and that was Learn for Sure.